Welcome to my first video. Well, that's what everyone's supposed to say, right? Welcome to my first video. Well, now that's over. Let's get it done with. You're going to start writing the 5-paragraph essay. And this is what it looks like. It consists of 3 major parts. Each of those major parts consisting of other parts. But let's just take a look at the first one. It consists of the introduction, 3 body paragraphs. Whoops. Let's start with a mistake. Dun, 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 dun. Which we can fix quite easily. Ta-da! So, we start with the 3 body paragraphs, and then we end with the conclusion. And this is your 5-paragraph essay. Let's discuss the introduction first. First is the hook. The hook gets your readers interested into your topic. It grabs them, it hooks them in. For example, your topic might be why Professor Lawrence is such a great teacher. And to get them interested well, you really don't need to get them interested in. I am going to discuss Professor Lawrence. And that should be enough to get anyone interested in the topic. However, you might also put something like this. You might also use, not something like this, you might also use an interesting statistic to get your readers interested, a story, or a personal anecdote. Anecdote is a short word for a story, but it's a much more focused story. Next is your preview. This is where you tell your readers what you're going to cover in your essay. And previews begin something like this. Professor Lawrence is admirable because he is a ninja. Little known fact, but true. Professor Lawrence is admirable, because he makes no mistakes. And last but not least, Professor Lawrence is admirable because he is so gosh gone funny. There you go. You have 3 topics that you're going to put in your body paragraphs. And so your thesis comes out to something like this. I admire the fictional Professor Lawrence because of his ninja-like abilities, his flawless way of doing things, and he's just so funny. And there, at the end, you have an introduction in the simplest and most basic terms. Of course, when you go to write your essay, you're going to clean it up. After you've done your introduction, we move toward the body paragraphs. Each point in your thesis will, of course, be a body paragraph of yours. 3 points in your thesis, 3 points in your body paragraph. 2 points in your thesis, 2 points in your body paragraph. However, at least 3 points in your body paragraph. So, the first point of our thesis before, if you may remember, is that we find Mr. Lawrence, or Professor Lawrence, admirable because he is a ninja. So your topic sentence is this: Professor Lawrence is admirable because he is a ninja. Wah! There's your topic sentence. Next, you have evidence for that topic sentence. You cannot have a paragraph that does not have some sort of evidence. Your evidence may be a story, it may be a fact, it may be a historical fact. It may be logical. But whatever the case, your evidence would have to be in support of your topic sentence. Additionally, you would want to explain why your evidence proves your point. Let me give you an example of evidence. Is a ninja poof, disappear. Then I saw him reappear right behind Ryan and take him out with a Chuck Norris karate chop. Evidence. Eyewitness fact. Story. Historical fact, or just plain good thinking. Ta-da! Next, you transition into the next part of your paper, which is your next paragraph, body paragraph, which is your next point. Is not only a world-class ninja, he also is flawless. Nope. He also makes no mistakes. And boom. So what you have here is a movement from body paragraph, a movement from topic sentence, evidence for that topic sentence, and then a transition to that next paragraph. Then we reach our conclusion. The conclusion consists of a restatement of the thesis, but a restatement in a much more original and sophisticated way. For example, we might say, of course, everyone admires Professor Lawrence. No one could fail to admire a funny ninja who makes no mistakes. Of course, notice that even though this thesis doesn't fit everything, or doesn't fit, sorry, rewind, erase, and I say that because I don't know how to do that in the video yet, so bear with me. Notice that each area of the thesis is mentioned. And makes no mistakes. Notice I stay away from that list-like thesis. It is something like this you want to stay away from. You see the difference between the two. One is much more sophisticated writing. The second one is simplistic. And we want you to stay away from this very simplistic high school level type of writing. Then you review your points. Of course, you would say them like above. You start out with ninja. You do funny. And then no mistakes. But the language in the conclusion is much stronger than in your introduction. So, keep that in mind. Last, you want to leave your readers with something to think about. For example, always respect Professor Lawrence because he's a perfect ninja, and while he is funny, you never know when he might karate chop your paper. Notice, of course, this isn't very insightful. And here's a trick. Look for the insight at the beginning of your paper. If the insight, excuse my language, rewind, erase again, if you cannot come up with something significant to say about your fictional character, it's a good point that maybe you've chosen something too superficial. And, well, let me just say it. Ta-da! The end.